These haunting new pictures show a Romanian ghost village that lies hidden beneath rising toxic sludge, with just the occasional rooftops still visible, over 4 decades after its residents were forced to evacuate. All that remains of Geamana in western Romania is a church spire protruding from the toxic lake that has hardened over time, a spattering of ruined houses in the shallower waters and abandoned farm equipment. Incredible drone footage of Geamana has shown the devastation after the villagers were forced out of their homes in 1978 to make way for a deluge of toxic slurry from a nearby copper mine. The new pictures, which come at a time of increasing awareness of the human impact on the environment, show all that now remains of the village, which was once inhabited by around 400 families. The multicolored toxic sludge rises by around 3 feet each year, and soon the church, along with all of the other buildings in the village, will be completely submerged. In 1977, communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu announced plans to build the Rozia-Poieni supermine and offered affected residents around £1,500 each to leave their homes, some of which had been there for generations, to make way for the toxic waste. A year later, the Apuseni mountain village was under the polluted, metallic water. At its peak, the mine was producing over 11,000 tons of copper a year, making it the biggest mine in Romania. But the waste products from the mine were washed into the man-made valley, which spelled the end for the remote community, which was built in what became a catch basin for the toxic waste. As a steady supply of acidic gray and red liquid filled Geamana's valley following the mine's opening, 20 villagers refused to leave and simply moved to higher ground. Some of the villagers thought they would be made rich by agreeing to move. They were supposed to be relocated just a matter of miles away, but they were instead moved over 60 miles from their devastated home. Locals were also furious at officials after they broke their promise to relocate the graves, which still lie around the slowly disappearing church, and under the toxic sludge. As the mining continued, the lake of contaminated waste continued to rise with it, creating the surreal landscape shown in the latest photographs, with nothing but the church steeple and a few abandoned houses to show for the town. The acidic lake contains cyanide, used in the extraction process, which is highly toxic and can have a devastating environmental impact on the surrounding area should it leak, such as poisoning rivers and killing animals. Speaking in 2019, Romanian photographer and urban explorer Cristian Lipovan, 36, who frequently visits the lake and witnessed year on year how the village has sunk below the poisonous water, spoke of his experiences capturing the slow and devastating process. Geamana is a missing village, a ghost village, swallowed by a lake that has vivid, unreal living colors, Mr. Lipovan said at the time. The water that surrounds the hill is red in color. It shows that everything is poisoned, from water, grass, trees, fruits, vegetables, animals and ultimately man. The lake lake is growing rapidly, and there are still people living in the area who live with the threat of poisonous water encroaching on their homes. He added, "The atmosphere is bleak and gloomy because of the psychedelic, unnatural colors and because of the poor, unfortunate people who spend their days eating, drinking, smelling and breathing poison." The sad story began in 1977, when Nicolae Ceausescu moved the population from Geamana village to make a waste disposal site for the Roșia-Poieni copper mine, said Mr. Lipovan in 2019. It is the largest copper mine in Romania, and at that time it was the largest in Europe. "It's now creating a real ecological bomb in the Apusni Mountains," he said.